What up, y'all? So yeah, today just scrolling YouTube, and I came across a video of Chevy Woods, and I'm like, why is this video like goddamn 14 minutes long? You know what I mean? And I'm like, all right. So I click on it and watch it. And I don't always go in the description box to read the comments because sometimes that can ruin actually what I'm watching. But I go in the description box and it goes to a SoundCloud link, and I'm like, oh, okay, he put out a project. Cool. Go right to iTunes. And I'm like, all right, this is not on iTunes, so it's actually a mixtape. It's not really a actual EP album that we can purchase. So I'm like, whatever. Then I check the mixtape sites, and of course, I go to Spinnerilla, and it's on there, so I check it out. Incredible. Just 4 songs, so it leads me to think that he got an upcoming album coming out. And it's about time that he has a debut album, because I think everybody had their fair shake in Taylor Gang, and I do think Wiz should kind of fall back from always putting out his product and put out his artist product. I don't know why certain artists, when they get a label, they do that. You know what I mean? It's like it's supposed to be about the label as a whole, not just about you, but I digress. Anyway, it's 4 songs entitled And the Story Goes. And it's a couple features on here. I think it's Styles P and Dave East on the last track. And it's just basically a story. But if you watch the video, it's kind of like a little mini movie in a sense. You know what I mean? And the way he incorporated the visual for each song is pretty dope. And I was like, wow, that's it's not bad. So I end up hearing it. It starts off with Scoreboard, a eerie beat where he's basically talking about his family life, personal situations that he's seen, and basically his life story, the good, the bad, and basically as the vocals in the background goes, winning, you know what I mean? Talk about a lot of shit. And I thought that was pretty interesting for him to be so vulnerable and open up and tell us things about him that we probably didn't already know about him. And the instrumentation that he let the beat ride out with was pretty dope. It gets into track 2, which is Losing It All, which is my favorite song off this EP. The production was on point. I love that James Brown sample. If you remember Nas Godson album, he also used the same little ad-lib in a song, and I think that's pretty dope. Get down, like, you know what I mean? The vocal background was on point. I like that little voice of that female. That shit is alluring to me, vivid lyrics. I definitely like the hook. And yet again, more personals. He letting you know the ins and outs of certain things. And like I said, he's vulnerable. And just basically this whole project is basically about his life in a sense. It goes into Fluids, which is another track where he's let you know certain other details as far as his cousin getting killed. His friend ended up getting 15 years in jail, prison, that is, fake friends, hustling. And I definitely love the excerpt that he used at the end of the record. Very dope. And then the last track, you have Brand New Bands featuring Styles P and Dave East. These 3 just killed it. It just give you the ins and outs, the good and the bad, basically about, dealings in the street. Got a nice hook, nice little sample in there. And overall, Dave East came and delivered. Styles P did his thing as well. He also name dropped his little juice bar, which was pretty dope. Even I want to check that out. I've been hearing him over the years talk about it. I want to check that out. But overall, man, Chevy Woods delivered. He kept it short and sweet. I definitely see a debut album coming this year. I think it's about time we had one. He had an incredible run with the mixtape game. Even before he kind of got with Wiz or whatever the case may be. Yeah, I've been kind of listening to Chevy for a minute. And I get his project, a 5 out of 5. 4 songs. I like all the songs. I think he had key points in the topics he talked about. The production was great. And he kept the features to a minimum with just 2. And I think that a lot of people should embrace this project and enjoy it. Now, a couple of things that kind of was like, a couple of hooks, it kind of, I don't know if that's Wiz Khalifa, because I think, most fans that are honest will say a couple times when he'll do a song on a mixtape, he kind of sound like Wiz in a sense. I don't know what that is, or he'll use Wiz's cadence, but a couple of the tracks, I think it was like track 3 and I think track 1, I do believe. It kind of sound like Wiz, so I don't know if that's Wiz, actually doing the hook, because I didn't really look up the credits and everything. But overall, I gotta say, man, Chevy Woods definitely did a great thing here on this project, and I'm looking forward to him dropping an album sometime this year. You know, I definitely feel like Wiz should push back Rolling Papers 2 to the end of the year. Let Chevy get the summer, and that's that. But y'all let me know what y'all thought of, you know, his new EP. And if you checked out the video for this EP, what did y'all think about it? I thought it was pretty interesting. All right, y'all. One.